Breaking news. Femi Falana gives his own verdict. How police made Abba Kyari a monster, destroyed him. Hello, my wonderful people. Femi Falana is of the opinion that the Nigerian police force was what made Abba Kyari a monster. But again, Falana, sir, I want to say that the tendency of the monster was inside of him. There are some people who have also had opportunity to be monsters, but it was a choice, irrespective of the opportunity they had. There are some people in this country, as much as there's a lot of looting going on, unchecked, and you can actually get away with it. They've told themselves, what will I gain? And even when their children here, they say, this is my papa self, he do. Do you understand? So what are we talking about? It's choice at the end of the day. Honestly speaking, in my opinion, it's your choice. You can choose to be good. You can choose to be better. You can choose to be the best. I strongly am a believer of that. You can work in a place where, for instance, in this country or in every country of the world, when the money, the paper money we have becomes too old, they pack them into uh, um, a furnace and they burn them off. I've heard of a man who worked in that kind of place. Other people will take money because those money are unaccounted for. So they would take this money, go back home and begin to implement things. But get what this man does? He does not touch the money. I've not seen that kind of saint. He would keep every money and burn what he was supposed to burn and record it. So it's a choice. Let's get all the details. How police made Abba Kyari a monster and destroyed him. Abba Kyari was destroyed by the police establishment that constantly dismissed all allegations of professional misconduct and criminal infiltrations levied against him. Nobody paid attention when the public began to cry out that Abba Kyari was corrupt. Our colleagues in the police legal department had put up outrageous defense whenever he was accused of allegedly killing suspects. When he take laws into his hands, starve people to death, and parents complain, they tell them their children were criminals and nothing of such happened. That they were trying to escape or trying to shoot at the very officers, hence they were killed. The complaints were thrown into a deaf ear. In just he was the jury, the judge, and the verdict. A judge ordered him to produce a detained suspect who had disappeared in custody. Our colleagues in the police legal department fired an appeal against the order and a motion to stay of execution in a way. He killed that man. He was in detention, shot him, and threw him away. He has been sued for alleged killing of suspect and taking over the suspect hotel. The wife made an allegation. The police unit dismissed it. The legal department has frustrated cases against Abba Kyari. The NSAS panel in Abuja summoned him to appear with the convictions of legal department that summoned and all that he has been doing with a lot of cases levied against him. Guess what? The IGP of police was the one who compelled Abba Kyari not to get there. In Lagos, the office of the AG has refused to compel Abba Kyari to produce all funds and vehicles recovered from Evans' home, the rich kidnapper. It was because the fellow was made to believe by the authority that he had become untouchable, that he now went on and engaged in drug trafficking so recklessly, even though he was on suspension and got caught. The system made Abba Kyari who he became, and the same system destroyed him. I hope someone has learned from this. My wonderful people, if that is not a peace, I don't know what else is. I mean, Falana gave the verdict on what you and I can hear now. This is what has happened. This is what is going on. Nigerian government, in our security system, there is no true record as to how to handle and to deal with cases that are being exposed of security personnel, government officials. If anybody goes now and say the governor of my state, He was supposed to do a particular road. This road we know, we heard in the news, we saw in the newspaper, blah, 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 blah has been issued. This company was supposed to be taking responsibility. The project has been abandoned. Is there a department? Is there watchdogs in this country that you can report that matter to and it will be followed up and the governor will be questioned why this and that has not happened? The answer is no. The answer is no. There is no such body that will take it as responsibility to ensure such is done. You know, Abba Kyari taught himself to become a god. Oh, you don't understand it. If you listen to Falana's speech very closely and carefully, this man began to commit atrocities and all. Guess what? People will go to IGP. People will send message to all kinds of units in the country to say, this man, he took this from Evans. He killed a suspect, took over his hotel. He did this, he did that. And guess what? There is no follow-up as to that matter to investigate and to see really and truly if the matter was true or it was just an allegation against him. In fact, the police force is the one that will shave down every case. They said there was a suspect in Owerri who was in custody. Abba Kyari shot the guy, okay? And nothing happened. No question, no matter asked. Up to today, that person's son has just been discarded like a piece of rag. Do you think what is happening to Abba Kyari is normal? I can assure you that there are more people that do more terrible things. And guess what? They get away with it. But you see that thing called nemesis. You see God, He is watching every one of us. When that widow, okay, or that motherless child, because his son was wrongful, maybe it was with his friends when they came and they rounded them up and tagged them IPOB or ESN. And the boy began to cry out, but of course, nobody will listen. I don't believe in this, so I'm not among them. And guess what? They will not only just break his leg or shoot his leg, they will put him in jail. The mother will go there tirelessly, they will check, Mama, we go put you for prison. Oh. You go born picking where they do this, where they do that. And guess what? That boy is as innocent as the definition of innocence can be defined. And the woman will go home. The day she went there, they will tell her son, they've transferred him to Abuja. Somebody else will tell her, Mama, they don't kill her, they don't throw him for a bush. The woman will come cry, look up to God and say, Chineke, remember me. Remember, say this boy. Remember how I suffer. Remember how you give me this boy. Anybody where don't do this thing to this speaking, make disgrace follow him. You just say everything they normal like that. May we dey careful the decision we will make because the consequences they around the corner. Leave us a comment. God bless. Bye for now.